If I'd known this adventure would be this difficult, would I have gone? Probably. Would I do it again though? Probably not. See, as a kid, I would go to my grandma's house in the Alps, and whilst playing in the garden, I would see this enormous mountain shaped like a giant laying down. And today, we're going to make a childhood dream of mine come true and finally see what the view from up there is really like. I searched Strava maps, and to my surprise, not many people had been up there with a mountain bike before. Nevertheless, I traced what looked like a doable route, uploaded it to my Garmin, and got packing for this expedition. I had about 3 hours of climbing ahead of me, so I packed some snacks, pumped up my tyres, and left at about 9 AM. I agreed to meet a couple of friends up at the top at approximately 12:30 for lunch, so I knew I had to get a move on if I didn't want to be late.
Okay, we're at the centre of Albertville and we're going to go all the way up there, first step, to the Col of Tamiers behind the clouds. So we have 3 hours to cover 18 kilometers and about 1,500 meters of elevation, or 5,000 feet, something like that. So let's go.
I could have stayed on the road for the whole climb, but chose to go through the quiet single tracks that link these small mountain villages together. Along the way, I even found some sketchy looking gap jump some local kids built. I'll definitely have to come back another day when I have more time to try it out. The rest of the way up the col was just road, and so I slowly but surely made my way up. After about 2 hours, I had reached the Col de Tamiers, but I started to climb all the way to la Belle Étoile, which stood another 900 meters of elevation above me. However, after a short ascent up the entry road, this is where things started to not go according to plan. I took a wrong turn hoping it was a shortcut, and once I did find the correct trail, it was so steep and narrow that I couldn't ride my bike up at all. I had to carry my Jeffsy on my shoulders, shimmy over and even under trees. It was exhausting.
Well, getting up places was, it is tiring.
Even pushing my bike up here was difficult. What was meant to be a 1 hour uphill turned into a grueling 3 hour hiker bike. But the views from up here almost made up for it. And after what felt like an eternity,
I made it.
You can see the whole of Albertville from up here. It was spectacular. We had a little snack up here and then made our way down together. The hike and ride down was equally as rewarding. Zigzagging the whole way through quite a single track, where the views and atmosphere were simply superb. Were these few descents worth the 4+ hours it took to get up to the top? I'm not sure, but man was it pretty. That's the thing about French single track. They're shaped by nature and hundreds of years of locals walking around, no fancy features or groom sections. One minute you'll have to carry your bike over an obstacle, and the next you'll be flying through scenery that feels just straight out of a movie. What was supposed to be a 3.5 hour outing turned into a 9 hour expedition. But we accomplished a childhood dream, spent time with friends, and got to go down some excellent trails, not to mention the breathtaking scenery we enjoyed all day. And all of that made for a pretty memorable day. So next time you're out on an adventure and the going gets tough, just remember the luck you have of just being there and remind yourself why you set out on this adventure. Thank you for coming on this expedition with me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Yours, Le Dahu.